It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's time for the Yankees are winning.
Woohoo!
Um, I actually, I actually have the Netflix broadcast pulled up because I
Oh,
thought the
nice.
game was starting at 7,
Mm.
and like they did their pregame and whatever, and that took for freaking ever. But
So like a
thankfully,
football game where it
yeah,
says it starts at 7, but it doesn't start till like later.
and already one out in the bottom of the 8th. Cool. Um, yeah, the Yankees have so far blanked the San Francisco Giants on opening day, so that's
Nice.
something that's going on. So naturally, I did not watch Dynamite tonight, so I'm zero help in that department. But
Yeah, same.
I am going to Smackdown this Friday. Watch for some signs because I'm going to be
Oh,
making.
definitely.
I'm going to be trying to make sure as many of them make TV as possible. So we'll see how that goes.
It's a good lineup so far for Friday for what they've announced.
So I only briefly looked, and the only thing I saw, which was announced last week on SmackDown, was that Kit Wilson is going to be facing one-on-one in a match Jelly Roll.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So that's the only thing I've seen so far.
They've also announced, if I'm not mistaken, Julia versus Tiffany Stratton for the Women's United States Championship.
Oh, good. I get a title match. That's
Yeah,
cool.
title match. And I'm sure you'll get something with Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
So
I have a feeling that because Cody was supposed to be on the Pat McAfee show today, I have a feeling that they're saving Cody's return for this Friday on SmackDown or
yeah.
an episode of SmackDown before he does his McAfee appears. 2 away in the bottom of the 8th. So yeah, that's basically the state of this. I if I would have known the game wouldn't have started till like 8:30 or something, I would have just done this show at the regular time. But okay.
Well,
I
now
see
you
a
know
bunch
for
of
next time.
comments. Yep. I knew that was coming.
Jesus.
So what's going on with you, Big G?
Nothing much. I mean, so I'm on 2-week break from college. I'll be graduating here in May with my
Nice.
associates in criminal justice. So the last thing I have to do is my capstone project. So that'll be interesting.
So what exactly does that entail?
So basically, from what I've watched through the videos that they gave me, I basically have to find a research question, and basically, I think I have to do like an essay and probably present it to somebody.
Hmm.
So I'm still, and I apparently have to find a mentor too. So I'm gonna have to look when like a, a week before school starts or so. I'll probably look more into that, more depth into that to see what I need to do. So,
Yeah.
but other than that, man, I mean, I've been playing WWE 2K26. Been enjoying that. So,
Yeah, it's crazy. Like for the longest time, every single year I got the new WWE video game, but I have not played a WWE console video game since 2K19.
okay.
So it
Yeah,
has been a long time for me.
a long time. I mean, they've definitely gotten better over the years with it. Like the controls are. I mean, obviously the controls are for me the same as the last couple years, but I mean the gameplay is good, it's solid. I've never had any lag issues or anything like that, and I mean, I enjoy it, because like, yeah, we get to watch wrestling like every single week, but like
Yeah.
with this, I could go on GM mode and make my own show,
Mhm.
So
And it's funny for everybody who like complains on the internet about how they can book shows better. It's like, you know what? You have video games at your disposal. If you hate watching the product so much, do
do it
that. Have
yourself.
your own fun.
Exactly. No. But so you said this is your first WWE live SmackDown in quite some time, correct?
It yeah, it's hard to believe saying this. I think the last time I went to SmackDown, ECW was still around.
Okay, Jesus, yeah, I remember you mentioning that.
Yeah,
That's crazy because that
and
was like 2008, 2009.
2008. Yeah, and it's the strangest thing because like in all of my life, I've been to shows like WWE shows and stuff off and on for like 30 years. I've never been on the floor until this Friday.
Yeah, me and my buddy Daniel, we had gone to SmackDown. I think it was in Baltimore, and we had gotten floor seats for a really like decent price for two people at the time when
Yeah.
ticket sales were still decent at the time.
Yeah. This
So
it was not so much the case for me, but
I
yeah,
mean, it's as long as you've been a wrestling fan and as long as I've been a wrestling fan, like it's you want to experience it from all points of the arena. And like I feel like you have to experience at least one time on the floor.
yeah,
Like just because you're that close to the ring. Like when I was at Raw and Hershey a couple months ago when they were here, I mean I was sitting behind the announce table in like section 101, and I think I had only paid like $121 for that.
nice.
So that was like really decent. And I think it also depends on the arena too, on how big it is. Like I was at the Giant Arena in Hershey. That's not a big arena. That maybe held maybe over 1,000 people, maybe a little bit more. But I know you're going to the PPG Arena
Yeah,
in Pittsburgh, and that's a hockey arena, so that's going to hold a lot more. You
yeah.
know, so
And it's going to be weird because like I'm not like ringside necessarily, but I am on the ramp. So like
yeah,
anytime there's going to be an entrance, I'm going to be flashing the sign in the back, be like,
yeah.
"Hey,
So when me and Daniel went, we were actually by the ramp too. We were like a couple seats in, but like because we had gone during the draft, like that. I think it was like the first night of the draft of SmackDown, and when Roman Reigns came out with the OTC theme with his theme song, dude,
yeah,
that like being right there, just be prepared for how loud it's gonna be because you're literally right there with all the pyro. So it's gonna
well,
be hella loud.
it's funny you mentioned that because I was talking to a couple people at work, and they mentioned that they had like not like earbuds, but like it can not necessarily like silence, but like take out some of the sounds so that like your ears don't explode.
Yeah. Huh.
So I'm gonna try those Friday to see how well they work. I got like
Okay.
a somewhat of a cheaper pair because
Okay.
they were talking about they spend $60 for this. I was like, man, I don't
Oh,
want to spend
geez.
$60 to like I'll buy like one of those cheap like the foam earplugs that you plug in there and
There you
just
go.
put like that. But yeah, so I'm gonna try and see how it works. Because last time I went to an AEW show, I sat on the floor. Yeah, the pyro was loud.
Yeah. Yeah. I've done that too. We went to AEW, I think when they were here, when they were in Pittsburgh. And we were on the floor and we sat on the floor. So I've experienced WWE and AEW pretty much on all different aspects of the like arenas that I've been to. I remember the first time I went to a WWE show, I got tickets and they were like, I was like, okay, this is like a decent price.
Mhm.
So I didn't realize that we were on the hard cam, but we were like all the way towards the end to see like pretty much behind like where you could not see the people entering onto the ramp.
Yeah.
So you could like see the backstage. I think it was the time. I think it was a Raw. I think it I remember specifically. It was the Raw with when Jerry Springer was there with the Bellas.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and we saw the stretcher and everything like behind, like in the back and everything like that. We're like, oh, somebody's getting stretchered out. But yeah, it's so much fun going to the live shows because you're there in person. You can experience it better than just sitting at home and watching it.
Yeah, and if you've never been to any pro wrestling show live, it's very much a different atmosphere
It is.
because number one, you don't have to listen to commentary. If you're a fan of commentary
Oh
and you want to go
God, I
home,
know,
that's
right?
fine. But if you want to enjoy the wrestling experience without the commentary, then the live show is the way to go. Even though it's pricier to go to the shows, obviously,
Yeah,
than it is to sit at home. It's still a lot of fun, and
it is.
I'm going to SmackDown Friday. I'm going to Double or Nothing in May, so I
Nice.
get to experience both companies within the span of a couple months. So I'm looking forward to
That's
that.
nice. And Double or Nothing is one of their biggest shows.
Mhm.
So
I'm interested to see because I've looked at pictures of where it's taking place. I don't know what the setup is going to look like, if I'm being honest, because Louis Armstrong Stadium is like a tennis arena.
uh,
So,
huh.
like, I looked at the setup for like the U.S. Open and stuff. I was like,
Mm,
how are they like? It's going to be an
and
intimate setting because it's really tight together. So
and
I don't know how it's going to be done. Maybe the setup's completely different when it's not the U.S. Open going on, but I don't
mm,
know.
and where's Double or Nothing taking place this year?
Uh, it's right outside of New Jersey and New York.
Oh, okay.
So
I can't remember. I know me and my buddy, me and Daniel, we went to Full Gear, the very first Full Gear,
mhm.
and then went to a couple of AEW shows, and we went to something I can't remember. I think we went to another pay per view in New Jersey as well. I can't remember. It might have been Double or Nothing too. So it
Yeah,
just all gets blurred in there when you go on so many wrestling shows. You don't know which ones you went to.
right. And it's crazy because like I feel like I'm on a wrestling show attendance that I've never been on.
Mm,
Like I don't think I've been to this many shows in this short of a period of time because I went to Dynamite last year in I believe September
mm,
in Pittsburgh. Um, and then a couple months later, I went to Full Gear in New Jersey. Now I'm going to SmackDown, and then I'll go back to New Jersey, New York area for Double or Nothing. So
nice.
it's definitely 4 shows in a year. That's a lot for me.
That's not bad.
No. Yankees up 7-0 going into the bottom of the ninth. Good stuff. So I haven't seen any more news as far as free agency. We can talk about that.
Yeah, I haven't seen much either. I know something. Let's see. Oh, apparently we signed uh running back Travis Homer to a 1 year contract from the Bears.
Hmm. What I think that means is I don't think, obviously, Steelers aren't getting Jeremiah Love. I don't think we're getting Jadarian Price either, which sucks because I like both those guys.
Yeah.
But man, if the Steelers were able to pull a move where we could get both of them and just have them as the backfield, man, like that'd be such a great transition from Notre Dame to Pittsburgh.
It's very
I know
we
it's wishful thinking, but
yeah, I mean hopefully with Mike McCarthy there and the new offensive coordinator, we can actually have a running game.
and a new defensive coordinator too. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Boy, is that needed.
Yeah, definitely. Like I just it's gonna be. I don't see us going very far, but hopefully it's the start of something where we can keep on getting the right pieces and then eventually get back to Super Bowl.
I mean, we can have some hope that they'll go further than the wild card round of the
Yeah,
playoff.
yeah.
Because now that we don't have that Tomlin ceiling, like who knows?
Right. We can finally get away from the they haven't had a losing season. Oh,
To be fair, that started before Tomlin. Like Cower had that started back in what 2004.
yeah, 2003, I think. Yeah,
So yeah, around that time frame. I saw on Twitter Browns fans are still talking about that Steelers playoff loss in 2021, and I'm like, guys, it's been over 5 years, and that's when you peaked.
yeah. I remember that game too. Ugh. Ugh. So many bad memories in that game.
That game was awful from the very beginning. Down 28-0 in the first quarter.
Yeah, that was crazy. But we'll see. We'll see what goes on.
How do you feel about this build to WrestleMania? Because I've seen a lot of people talking about, it's not a great build. Some people like it, some people don't. The Punk Roman stuff feels like they're holding back so much.
So let me ask you this. So on the review, we talked about this. So in your, I guess in your opinion,
yeah.
Well, obviously you kind of started saying it, but what men's main event match are you leaning towards right now?
Cody Orton.
Okay. That's what I figured. Because out of the 6 of us, I think all but one had said Roman Reigns and CM Punk. Everybody else said Orton and Cody.
Just because. Go ahead.
For me, for now it's Cody and Punk or Cody and Orton. Oh my god! Just for the fact that it's more personal, they have the history there. Cody had his first match against Orton back in 2007.
Yep.
They were in Legacy together. They have that kinship. Like they're like best buds, brothers. Was it whatever Cody said? He's his boy or whatever. So, but it's funny. Orton, quote unquote, turned heel a couple weeks ago, but the fans are cheering him because everybody's sick and tired of Cody.
Yeah.
This is he's going into his 3rd straight WrestleMania main event, which is not a bad thing because, we wanted this for Cody, for the longest time.
Technically 5th.
5th, yeah.
Because he main evented both nights of WrestleMania 40.
That's true, yeah. So, yeah, 30, 39, 40, both nights, 40, yeah.
Yeah, 5th.
Shit,
so.
Jesus. He's catching up to Roman Reigns.
I mean, Roman Reigns had that same streak. Roman has main evented, let's see, I think 37, 38, 39, both nights of 40, 41, 42. So he's at 7 straight.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even think Hogan did 7 straight.
No, well, you got to think about, didn't Roman main event WrestleMania 31 too? Like a couple WrestleManias?
He main evented WrestleMania 31, 32, 33, 34. So he main evented 4 straight there.
Yeah, and now he wasn't there. So
7 straight.
So yeah, and then so that's like 11. This year will be like 12. I think his 12th main event. So
yep,
crazy. But yeah, but with Punk and Reigns, I mean they started kind of slow, but I think that's because Roman is part-time, so he wasn't always there. And now that we're getting up into, we'll be in April next month, I think he'll be there more often. But like, I want to see Roman and Punk one-on-one. I don't want to see the Usos interfering. Yeah, they're talking about the family, so yeah, they're gonna come in and talk smack to Punk. But like, we've seen this Roman with the bloodline. We want to see Roman one-on-one to see if he can actually do it by himself.
I just feel like there's something lacking in the build.
Yeah, that too.
That sure, there's some physicality, but there's not a ton.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And it's one of those things that I don't understand
And
why
they fi-
they're
yeah.
like have them compete in like a tag team match or something. Like, why are we just promoing all the way until WrestleMania?
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
Well, because Roman doesn't want to wrestle on Raw. He doesn't. Want
but 7 straight weeks of promos, like,
Yeah, I know. Like, I don't know. I think Aaron said it the best. I think the whole promo talking peaked when CM Punk threw out that line saying, "I'm gonna bury you next to your father." That should have been the line towards the end of the build towards WrestleMania, like the one day before WrestleMania.
yeah, that they jumped on that too early.
And then with Roman Reigns, you're old. Like, come on, really, dude? Like, that's the best you could come up with?
It's like, look at the entire main event field for WrestleMania. None of them is below 40.
Yeah.
Cody's not. Like, Cody's in his 40s. Orton's in his 40s. Roman's in his 40s. Punk's in his 40s.
Right.
Like, you can't use the year old and expect that to be that effective. Like,
yeah. And then like Punk said on Monday, "Oh, that pissed me off, so that's why I punched you." Like, really?
But then in the same promo he said, "But wait, like, I am old. I'm embracing being old." It's like, you can't be pissed and like embrace it in the same thing. Like,
in the same time,
who is writing these segments?
Yeah, it's not Road Dogg anymore. That's for damn
No,
sure.
it's not Road Dogg. But I just don't. Especially for guys like Roman, like Punk, like Cody, like Orton. Give them bullet points. Let them build it.
Yeah.
They've been veterans for how long in this business? I think they can handle selling the main event without it being handcuffed by whatever crap they're given.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's like, at this point, I'm more pumped about Obafemi and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, because
that's the match.
Granted, it's been 2 short segments, but it's already a better build.
Yeah, but they need to put some heat on Lesnar. Like, they're going to be at Madison Square Garden on Monday. They need, because I said this on Tuesday, like, I think somebody else mentioned it too. But if they keep on showing Oba as dominant as he is through this build, I have a feeling he's going to lose at WrestleMania.
I'm torn on how to do this, because I do think Lesnar needs to get some heat back so that there's a solid build towards Mania. But can you imagine what would happen if Oba just dominated the entire build and then won on top of that? And as soon as I thought that, I was like, man, that actually kind of makes Lesnar look like a chump in that scenario.
Yeah.
It was like Oba just dominated somebody else. So the smart move is probably to have Lesnar get some heat back, maybe take a cheap shot at Oba or something, or try and take him out before WrestleMania, so that Oba can overcome and beat Lesnar.
Beat Lesnar,
yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say I like, even though it was a very short on-screen interaction, I like the build towards Liv and Stephanie.
Okay.
So I think that was done well, even though it was again very short on screen. But
I was
I
about to
like the
just ask
fact
you
that they're
that.
going after each other. Yeah.
I was about to ask you about the women's matches.
Uh, Jade and Rhea. I, is there a reason that, like, I know that they just did the whole thing where Michin and BFAB turned on Rhea and aligned with Jade, which if that leads to them being a stable, fine. But at the same time, Jade would have to win at WrestleMania, because if you form the stable and then Jade loses, that stable's dead in the water.
Yeah.
So at this point, you have to have Jade retain unless Rhea has somebody to back her up. But do you want Io Sky just doing a run-in at WrestleMania after she, Rhea, and Bianca had one of the best women's matches in WrestleMania history last year?
Right. So I read something. I'm taking it with a grain of salt, but like you'd mentioning Io, and then I read something like Io and Bianca will have Rhea's back at WrestleMania, but Bianca's not even 100% healed with her thumb injury or finger
No.
injury. So
we have no idea when we're even going to see Bianca again. It's possible that Bianca comes back, but
yeah, Jade definitely has to win at Mania. Like I want Rhea to win because she'd be on SmackDown, and I'd give her a new face of challengers. But like, who do you like? Honestly, who do you like? All your top women are all in the tag team division right now, for the most part.
Yep.
Which I mean is fine because you want to. They're with the women's tag division being so crappy over the past couple years. I think they're trying to like salvage it, saying, "All right, well, let's have Charlotte and Alexa, and now you have the Bella Twins, and now I think on Monday you have Bailey and Lyra versus the Irresistible Support Forces, which think is gonna lead into some kind of like fatal 4-way match, at WrestleMania between Lash and Nia, Charlotte, Alexa, the Bellas, and Bailey and Lyra.
Yeah. And I don't know why the entire reason that the WWE Women's Tag Team titles merged with the NXT Women's Tag Team titles was because, the belts are going to travel across all three brands.
They haven't.
Where the hell have the Women's Tag Team titles been on NXT? Has it been any time within the last year or two?
I do remember at one point it wasn't on NXT. It might have been Sol Ruka and Zarya were up on SmackDown, I believe, challenging for the women's tag titles.
Yeah, but that was still on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Like if an NXT women's tag, like if a women's tag team from NXT challenges, that's one thing. But the women's tag team titles are supposed to be defended across all three brands.
All three brands, yeah.
And if that's not the case, you have a bunch of women, a ton of women in NXT.
Yeah.
Bring the NXT women's tag titles back. You have Fatal Influence. You have the Rank UCC. Like you can mix and match some tag teams. You can have freaking Jada Parker and Lola Vice. You can have
well, they just broke up Sol Ruka and Zarya, so
which that feels like one or both of them is going to get the call up. But
I think Sol is.
If you watched NXT last night, Sol Ruka was cutting a promo for what seemed like 45 minutes, and she was getting booed.
Really?
And like the crowd was cheering with Zarya because the way Sol came across is like, it's kind of hard to root for you when you were kind of a dick to her. Like it's the dynamic is off. So I don't know if Sol's going to be called up. I really don't.
Interesting.
It might have been part of the plan, but like, I don't know. The way this feud is going,
Yeah.
that could change things. I don't know. Pure speculation on my point.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. So with the speculation of apparently Gunther was supposed to be facing Rey Mysterio,
Hmm.
do you think they booked themselves into the corner with Gunther, calling him the career killer?
I I think they booked themselves into a corner. This is one of my big headaches with creative. They have to be able to adjust.
Right.
They have to be able to be light on their feet. They have to be able to creatively shift if something goes wrong. And I
Mhm.
don't think this creative team has that ability. Take, for instance, the 98,000 black hoodies that we've seen in the last few months, and but not just Seth Rollins. Like you talk about going to the well once too often. Like you have several wells emptied doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that because it was just Seth on Monday, which I don't know why they keep doing it. Like he's obviously there. Bring him out with his theme song, unless
Mhm.
freaking Def Rebel's working on a new entrance theme for Seth.
Oh God.
Which granted, the last theme was from Def Rebel, but I don't know
Yeah.
if that's what we want. Is the changing of that? I'm just listen. I know I'm going to SmackDown on Friday, but I'm so frustrated with what's going on that it's like, guys, like this is supposed to be the road to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
None of these matches feel like we're going into WrestleMania.
No. No.
These
Like.
matches don't feel like SummerSlam. They don't feel like Money in the Bank. They don't feel like the Rumble. They don't feel like War Games. These feel like some kind of one-off weekend super show at the Garden.
Right. I mean, I'm sure, like, because people, I think you mentioned it earlier, but like the hype isn't all there yet. But we know when we get to WrestleMania, they'll deliver.
But last year didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
41 was significant quality decline from WrestleMania 40. So I
Yeah.
don't even have that confidence. And here's the thing, I'm frustrated because I want to have that confidence. I want to be
Yeah.
excited for WrestleMania. I want
Yeah.
to be locked in watching both nights of action. And
Yeah. I see where you're coming from. I
I don't
totally
know
get
what to
it.
do.
Like, I mean, I was me and the wife. We were there for both nights at WrestleMania 40, and like, you had one of the greatest main events, or in WrestleMania, I think, with Cody and Roman,
Yeah.
and then you had the quote unquote the whole Avengers thing, if you will, with everybody showing up and
Mhm.
Undertaker showing. So, and like, people are, I'm not saying you in general, but people are like, oh, WrestleMania 40 was so great. So then they have these high expectations, which we want. We want WWE to exceed every single WrestleMania. We want
Mhm.
the next WrestleMania to be better than the last.
Yep.
So, and like you said, last year really didn't stand up to that. So, like, people are like, well, here we go, WrestleMania. Even I'm thinking it too. I'm just like, they something isn't clicking, or I don't know what it is, but
And we can hope that it's like a WrestleMania 31 situation because the build to WrestleMania 31 was ass.
yeah,
But the actual WrestleMania 31 show was one of the best manias in history. So I hope it's a situation kind of like that,
Yeah.
where the build isn't great, but when you get there, it's like, okay, yeah, this is WrestleMania.
Yep. Yeah. It'll definitely be interesting.
And I also kind of have that headache with AEW doing Dynasty in between uh, Revolution and Double or Nothing. It's like, man, you're taking away some solid builds here, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just old guy yelling at tree. I don't know, or cloud, or whatever's in the sky. My mind
Yeah.
at this point. I need to get.
I think both companies are oversaturated with pay-per-views.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was like, honestly, I can't remember the last time. Bleach Report doesn't exist anymore, but I couldn't tell you the last time I had gotten an AEW pay-per-view. It might have been 2024.
I can tell you the last time I bought an AEW pay-per-view 2 weeks ago.
There you go.
Hey, listen, they run off YouTube, and YouTube runs smooth as hell.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know how it works with my AEW. That's a VPN thing, and I don't have that sponsorship, so I'm not going to plug them. But yeah, because my AEW is not a thing in the US.
No. Now, see if they had kind of made it like the WWE Network, where it is an affordable price, maybe. But it's just for me, who hasn't like. I used to love AEW when it first started, and I told the guys on No DQ Review, and all that, something hasn't clicked with me with AEW in the past couple years. Like, I try to watch an episode, and I'm just like, I don't know, something isn't clicking.
Maybe I'm just burnt out because of all the wrestling that's happening. Like, I think that's a possibility.
That's the only way I watch Raw and SmackDown now. Like, that's all I watch. Can't watch anything else.
It's one of those things where I've said this before many times on the show. If I'm going to watch as much wrestling as possible, I need to get paid for it. Yeah. Like, I need to be able to do a review show and have it be somewhat worth my time. So, like, doing the one live show a week, I'm very tempted for Trivia Thursday because I filmed something. I have not edited it. I might not even post it because there's a lot of cutting that needs to be done. Oh, I might just upload an old trivia match for Trivia Thursday and call it good.
Oh, there you go.
Just cards on the table, guys. I'm burnt, and like I have that. I'm going to Smackdown Friday, getting my oil change Saturday, because like I'm gonna have long car trips ahead of me, so I need to get like being an adult. And trying to, listen, the fact that I'm single now and have the freedom to do more things that I want to do and nobody can tell me no is a blessing and a curse at the same time. Because nobody can tell me no, I can just do kind of whatever I want to do.
Right.
Problem is, things I want to do cost money.
Yeah.
Which, that's why I work the 2 jobs.
Yeah. Yeah, adulting does suck. Like, sometimes I wish I just can go back and just like not have to worry about any of this shit.
One of the things I wish I could do is pick a year, get the completed brackets after March Madness is over, go back in time like 3 weeks, fill that out, and win some money.
Oh, there you go. Right. Back to the Future too, that shit. Just get the sports almanac and start betting on games. Crazy shit. But yeah, I hope you enjoy SmackDown. Like
I think I will. As long as like my signs don't get taken away, which there's nothing like offensive or
Nah,
like,
they shouldn't.
yeah, like I have one sign that says Greg Cherry brand. That's the only one I'm kind of worried about getting taken away. All the rest of them are just silly,
Yeah,
goofy, or
because there was one sign that I had for WrestleMania that had said "Say yes to NoDQ.com," and they wouldn't let me bring that in for WrestleMania.
well, probably because it was a website.
Yeah, maybe if I said you say yes to NoDQ, they might have been different. But you should be fine with the if it just says
Yeah,
Greg Trey brand.
yeah, and there's no at symbol either, so it's like I'm staying away from that.
Yeah.
But I do have some pretty classic signs. I might even show one of them on the show right now. Give me one moment. Oh, I do have water in there. Sweet. Moving the mystery box. So this is a sign that I can't wait to go on TV. This is a preview.
Oh, there you go. Love it. Love it.
So
He'll get a if he's watching SmackDown, he'll get a kick out of that.
which he should, and I think people will tag him on social media too.
Yeah.
Which is really the entire idea, is to not only pop myself but pop people on social media for that kind of thing.
I'm sure we'll get some kind of Drew and Jacob segment after what happened last week Friday.
Yeah, as long as they don't sell like an injury angle from falling off the scaffold or whatever.
True. So let me ask you about that. Do you think, since they're building that matchup for WrestleMania, do you think they'll end up in a Hell in a Cell for WrestleMania?
No.
Or any kind of gimmick match? Like
I don't see that for them. No.
Okay.
I feel like they need to address whether or not Drew actually attacked Jacob, because if they just throw that story to the wayside, I feel like that's 6 months of programming that you just threw down the toilet.
Yeah.
Because they haven't addressed it, at least not as far as I know.
No. Like, they've mentioned it, like, I can't remember if Jacob mentioned something or if Drew mentioned something saying it wasn't me who attacked him.
Yeah, Drew said it wasn't him multiple times, but heels lie.
Yeah.
Like, if they just come out and like show the footage, or like, I feel like there's somebody else behind it. I don't think it's Cody. I don't think it's Drew.
It'd be interesting if it was Sammy.
That's who I thought it was Sammy.
Because they need to do, like, I love Sammy, but he's been his first heel run I thought was tremendous. And then he joined the Bloodline, turned back to face, did his thing with Owens and stuff like that. But like, he needs that edge.
Yeah.
Because if he ever wants to become champion, like, he can't be the goody two shoe guy, and he needs that edge to, if they do eventually put the title on him.
It wouldn't surprise me if they did Sammy and Trick at WrestleMania and somehow pulled off a double turn.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be interesting. Dude, Trick. I don't know who gets the louder pop, Trick or Oba. Like, they are getting pops. Like, they need to strap the rock out on these two mother effers, like, big time.
I don't know why Oba's not in a title match. Like,
right?
Like, I hope Oba goes over Lesnar, but if you don't have Oba strapped up with some kind of championship by the end of the year, we've lost the plot. Unless he's winning the Rumble next year.
Yeah. So I think it was on the review. Somebody mentioned it because they're in Minneapolis, Minnesota for SummerSlam. So somebody had mentioned, I can't remember, like, on either night, have Oba win the championship, and then the next night have Gunther retire Lesnar at SummerSlam. So you have, like, kind of like a like not really a full circle. Well, kind of because Brock won his first title at SummerSlam in '02. He's retiring, and then you have kind of like quote unquote the next big thing, Obafemi winning his first world title at SummerSlam.
Gunther not being on the WrestleMania card as of right now,
Yeah,
especially after having seen this last match and retiring AJ Styles.
yeah. It's like you said, creative doesn't have any backup.
No.
And from from what I read or from what I had gathered after him feuding with Dragon Lee, that it was going to be Mysterio and Gunther at WrestleMania, and Gunther retires Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania, but now apparently Rey has another injury that he had gotten before the Royal Rumble, so he's going to be out out again.
Which is funny because he was in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. So like if
Not
you
for
have
long, but yeah.
if that was your only plan for Gunther, like I said, they booked themselves into the in a corner, calling him the career killer because that's all he's gonna be known now is retiring legends.
But if you're Gunther, why not just come out and say that everybody's afraid of you, and then he does the open challenge thing like Brock does, and then freaking Dragunov shows up and challenges Gunther because we know the two of them can go.
Dude, oh, they need to do that. Like, I don't know why they haven't done that yet. Well, because they're on different brands, but still.
Yeah, but even still, like, why would you not just, if you want to have the guy on the card, fine.
Yeah.
If you're trying to keep him from losing, like, then book him against somebody that he'll beat. Like, put him on the card. You have this heat magnet in Gunther who gets legitimately booed every time he goes out there. And you're not going to have him on the WrestleMania card, a 2-night WrestleMania card?
Yeah. I'm giving them till next week. If they're not doing with anything, if he's not on TV next week, then I know, like, they're not going to do anything with them at Mania.
No, then
they're going to have him
come out the night.
You know what they're going to do? They're going to have him win the Dre and have him retire the Andre the Battle Memorial.
I mean, at this point, you might as well retire the Dre because it's been on SmackDown purgatory for 6 years.
Like, just have him win it and have him retire it. Like, all right, I won. We don't need to do this anymore.
I mean, I'd honestly be fine with that. They stopped doing the women's completely.
Yeah.
So
they just need to stop. Like,
and me as a battle royal guy, that hurts my heart.
I know it does.
Say that.
I know.
But it hasn't had meaning since it's been taken off WrestleMania.
Yeah. The last Mania was on, was it 31 or 33?
The last Mania was on the actual WrestleMania card was 35, which was still pre-show.
Okay.
But the last time it was on the main card was 32.
Okay.
So they only did it on the main card of WrestleMania twice.
Yep.
They've been doing this Battle Royal since WrestleMania 30.
Yeah.
12 years ago. What are we doing?
Yeah. I don't know.
This has been one of the most frustrating WrestleMania builds, I think, as long as I've been a fan.
Yeah.
And I lived through the new generation, and those were not good builds.
Thank God I didn't watch any of that. I was too young for that. Oh, I mean, granted, I didn't start watching wrestling until like 1999.
So you avoided the new generation completely.
Yeah. I started watching wrestling when I was in middle school, like 6th grade. It's funny. My first wrestling pay-per-view was the Royal Rumble, 99 Royal Rumble. And I was over because I was in Germany at the time, and my friend at the time invited to come over, and it was the Armed Forces Network, and they had over there the pay-per-views I think were for free or something like that. And so like I I don't know how I remember this vividly, but like I remember going over, and I think they were already halfway through the Rumble, and I saw China coming out. I'm like, who the hell is this? No idea who these people were, and I was like, so that's how I started. That's how I started my wrestling journey, if you will.
My first Rumble was 93. So like I just missed out on the best Rumble of all time.
I mean, yeah.
But the thing is, like, going back after the fact and watching it, I feel like I appreciated it more not having seen it live.
Mm.
Because if I would have been introduced to it, like, I don't know if I would have had the 92 Rumble in as high of regard, which sounds weird.
Right.
But I wouldn't have understood what was going on. It's like my first pay-per-view ever that I watched was SummerSlam 1992. I don't know if you can believe this. I have not gone back and watched that pay-per-view since.
Wow.
Which is crazy because Brett and Bulldog is a match held in such high regard that I don't. Yeah. It's going to be one of those things where I just need some time to be like alone, nobody bother me, and I just sit down and crank out classic pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Classic in the sense of old, not legendary. So pay-per-views as old as CM Punk.
Crazy.
Well, I know it's not a full hour, but your boy's tired.
Yeah. I've been up since 5:30 this morning.
Yeah. So that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Greg Cherry Show. For Trivia Thursday, I don't know what I'm putting up yet, if anything. So check that out. I wish Trivia Thursday it doesn't seem to be as popular of a series as I was hoping.
I mean, I've been enjoying them.
I appreciate that. But yeah, I'll see what I post because what I originally was thinking about posting is just straight up not happening. And I don't think it'll make sense to post it after the fact, so I think I recorded it for nothing. It is what it is, though.
It'll be in the archives.
Yeah, it'll be... Whenever I get up to 100,000 subscribers, it'll be on the Patreon one day.
There you go.
So in 2065, when I start my Patreon, I'll let you know. But thank you guys for watching. Go Yankees. 162-0 incoming. That is it for the Greg Cherry Show. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. Don't be a jag. Red Sox.